Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to take a look at the 5 biggest wins. Let's get into it. Today is New Year's Eve, December 31st, and I get a chance to look back at all of the excitement that I've had in the sports card world. And today I'm just going to look at the 5 biggest wins. I don't want to look at the 5 biggest losses. I just want to be in a good mood and celebrate the new year. But I will do a 5 biggest losses video as well, probably tomorrow. So once I get back to work and I'm thinking about the new year and all the new projects I have to work on and everything, then I'll go ahead and do a video and bum myself out about the 5 biggest losses. But today, we're looking at the 5 biggest wins, and there were some good ones. And I have to say that of the 5 biggest wins, 2 of them happened very recently, which I find very encouraging about the sports card market overall. So we'll get into that a little bit as well. But let's just go ahead and dive right in. So the first card that I did make a profit on, a nice profit, was one of the first cards that I bought when I got back into it back in August of 2020, and that was an Aaron Rodgers Topps 2005 PSA 10. I paid $665.33 for this card, and that was a lot of money for me at the time. I mean, it was a lot of money in the sense that I was brand new to getting back into the hobby. So to spend $600 on one card, not really knowing what I was doing, it was definitely scary. And immediately the card went down in value. I bought it on September 21st. The Packers were 4-0 and they were really hot. And then they cooled off. They lost to the Vikings. Oh, they got smoked by the Bucks. I remember that. It was a regular season game. It was in Green Bay, and it was a disaster. And the card probably went down to about $400. Then obviously, as everyone knows, Aaron Rodgers ended up winning MVP. They got to the NFC Championship game. I will say that I did have an offer for $1,500 on this card and turned it down. I was just kind of betting on it. Was the week before, actually probably 2 or 3 days before they were going to play the Bucks in the NFC Championship game. I was pretty confident the Packers were going to win that game. I mean, they're at home. It's a tough place to play. It just seemed to be Aaron Rodgers' year, and I didn't think Brady could do it again with a different team, and I was wrong. So anyway, held on to the card. The Packers lost. I ended up selling it on March 31st for $1,075. So I still made a nice profit. With eBay fees, it was $134.38. And the profit was $275.29, a 41% return on investment. Not too bad for one of my very first purchases. 6 months later, I made a nice, decent profit. That was number 5. Number 4 was another Aaron Rodgers, and this one my brother purchased on December 5th. So he bought it this month for $2,205. Sorry, this was an Aaron Rodgers Topps Chrome SGC 9. And so I wanted to kind of mention something about this as well, because he mentioned that a PSA 9 sold for $3,600, and I said, well, what do you think about cracking it out of the SGC case and submitting it to PSA? And he said, I don't think it's going to get a PSA 9. It has the surface, either a print line or something that looks like it wouldn't qualify for a 9, a PSA 9. And so I did want to point that out, that when you're thinking about crossing over from other grading companies, really take a close look at the card to see, if there's any flaws that you think maybe the card may have been misgraded, or maybe an SGC 9 is not quite as good as a PSA 9 on average. I really don't know. I haven't graded with SGC, so I don't know how, in general, what people are finding out there, but definitely take a look at the card before you kind of make that kind of decision, especially a big card like that. So in any case, we kept it in the SGC case and sold it for $2,950 on December 30th. And that with eBay fees of $420, and those eBay fees will get you, but you got to factor those in. So when you're selling the card, you have to keep the eBay fees in mind so you know how much profit you're making. And in this case, when it all cleared, it was $325 profit. Only a 15% ROI, but keep in mind, this card was purchased on December 5th, sold yesterday on December 30th. So I think that's a pretty good profit in such a short period of time. And that was one of the recent sales that took place, which I think is an encouraging sign for the market. Number 3 on the list is the Steph Curry Bowman Blue in a BGS 7.5. And I talked about this in another video. This card was purchased at a card show for $1,250, and my brother sold it on eBay on December 1st for $2,000. And that was a profit. I think we're factoring in fees here. Yeah, we are. The profit was $450 after all the smoke is cleared, a 36% return on investment. Card was purchased on November 27th, sold on December 1st. So in less than a week, I made a $450 profit, 36% ROI. Not bad at all. I'll take that all day. About these cards is you find them all over the place, right? I mean, either at card shows, maybe on other platforms like MySlabs, or maybe even on StarStock. There's a lot of deals to be had on StarStock. I'm sure there are a lot of deals to be had on ComC as well. Number 2 on the list, and this was one of the early big ones that we did, Julius Randle Prism Silver PSA 10. Now, it's really interesting because the Knicks went on a losing streak in the middle of the year, last season, and this card auctioned for $461.80, which I just thought that was way too low. Actually bid $600. So I said, we got to get this card at least up to $600. And I couldn't believe that it auctioned that low. Then the Knicks went, so this card was purchased on April 8th, 2021. The Knicks went on a 9-game winning streak. And on April 27th, we were able to sell it for $1,850. I was blown away that I've actually flipped a card that quickly for that much money. I couldn't believe that somebody sold it so cheap, and I couldn't believe somebody paid so much. And the buyer was in Hong Kong, so we had to ship it, international, and I was kind of worried about that. I wasn't really sure how that worked out. But at the end of the day, it was a real sale. We got the real cash. We shipped out the real card, and I think everyone was happy. The fees on that were $260. The profit was $1,128, a 244% return on investment in less than a month. I was pretty happy with that. And I think that's one of the things that got us really excited about the hobby in general. And I'm sure a lot of people, right? Unfortunately, after April 27th, it was all downhill. It was until December, until we had those 2 other big sales. So that's pretty encouraging. Number 1 on the list, and I actually had forgotten about this one until I looked back at my market movers sold items. And my brother bought a Steph Curry Upper Deck Draft Edition Auto serial number to 249 in a BGS 9 case for $900. He actually bought this from somebody on OfferUp. And that's another place you could try to find cards in your local area. Look on OfferUp. Sometimes people might have a card listed, and then you find out they have a lot of other cards too. And if you're willing to spend some money, they're willing to show you everything they got. And that's how we stumbled upon the Steph Curry. Great price. There were no comps either. That was the other thing. We couldn't figure out what this card was worth, but $900 seemed like a good price. And I want to say 2 weeks later, my brother got an offer for $2,200 on eBay, and he turned it down. Keep in mind, this was in the middle of like the hottest part of the market. He bought it on February 2nd. Shortly after that, after we got that offer, we never got an offer until June 17th, when we finally sold the card for $2,500. So at that point, once we got another high offer like that, we're like, let's take it. Fees were $360. Profit was $1,240, a 138% return on investment. That was actually our biggest dollar win for the year, was that Steph Curry Upper Deck Draft Edition, but a very close second was a Julius Randle Prism Silver PSA 10. So those were some nice wins. We obviously took some losses as well, and a lot of the losses that we have are unrealized losses. We did not sell, but we did decide to sell some because it just made sense. It just made sense to sell some of the cards that we had. But for the most part, we do have a lot of cards that are underwater, like I'm sure many people have, But we were pretty excited to have these wins. So I just wanted to share this with everyone. I wanted to say Happy New Year. I know everybody's doing kind of their year-end video and going over their biggest mistakes, their biggest wins, their biggest losses. I thought I would do these biggest wins because a couple of them were pretty big. They were big for me. They were exciting. We just had a fun year collecting, selling, experimenting with different things as far as like which platforms to use or whatever, right? Just which grading company to use. All the different things that I did this year were brand new for me, and it was really a lot of fun. And obviously the biggest thing that I decided to do, and I'm glad I did, is making these YouTube videos. So I continue to keep rolling them out in 2022. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about, that I want to put on video. I want to get everyone's feedback on. And I love the interaction. So I think that's when the videos really started to get exciting for me to make, once people started to comment, leave their feedback, ask questions. I mean, that's when I realized, oh, there are actually people watching this. People, other than my friends, that really probably aren't even into sports cards, but they're just doing it as a favor to me. I was like, oh, cool. Real collectors, real investors are watching this and giving their feedback and just letting me know that they either like the content, or maybe you could talk about something different, or how do you handle this, or whatever, right? I really just love the interaction, and I plan to continue to do more videos in 2022. And I plan to do a lot more buying and selling. So there's going to be a lot of activity, including we just got an HGA order back, just got an Express PSA order back. So I got to do videos about that as well. Again, I got behind because I got a cold, unfortunately, but I'm ready to get caught up. I'm pretty excited about it. Happy New Year, everyone. Everyone, please stay safe, have fun, and I can't wait to see what 2022 has in store.